Is the next Karate Kid really as bad as they say it is? Let's talk about. Hey everyone, it's Joshua Falcon and welcome to Cinema. Today we're talking about the next Karate Kid. Let me know down in the comments below if you've seen it. So the next Karate Kid is going to have Louisa Pierce and Mr. Miyagi meeting together, and Louisa Pierce getting a vacation from what she's been going through, and as well as her granddaughter Julie Pierce, who is needing something to deal with as she has lost both of her parents as of recently and is going through a lot of anger issues through all they're going through. And so Mr. Miyagi and Julie go and meet to their own ends in order to learn karate and be able to combat the things she's going with at school. So overall, this movie is decent in what it's going for. Hilary Swank is good in playing her own role as Julie. Mr. Miyagi, of course, is a fun comeback as Matt Morita playing that role. And overall, the villains, they're okay for what they are, and there are some ups to this movie that shows Julie is a good person through caring for this Hawk, and unfortunately it's not the Hawk we know in Cobra Kai, but overall it's probably the best character is the Hawk because of the way they're playing off Julie as this sassy and sort of angry character at the world and all she's going through, and she does make these comeback moments just like Daniel does in the original Karate Kid trilogy, but overall it doesn't end up feeling as well as it's going to go off for. It feels like they're going for something different than the mood they're presenting on screen, because she always feels so full of herself and it doesn't feel like a proper redeemable character to where even the bullies at school don't necessarily feel fleshed out to where you're understanding who they are and what they're doing because they're from the Air Force training as cadets for that, and they always invade into that sort of privacy area that doesn't always quite feel proper, and there's lies that's told just to make Julie go in there, but the chemistry never works, and some things with Ned trying to go after Julie doesn't always follow through by the end of the movie. And there's a nice vacation break when Julie and Miyagi go to Japan and meet these different monks, and the way they go about that, showing the culture, is one of the better parts of the movie. But again, it still shows a focus on Julie and sometimes her not always feeling like she fits in or something going wrong, and her complaining sort of overshadows a reasonable amount of wanting to be able to not be able to train in the proper way that they're going for. And so overall, it's a good student-mentor type of relationship, but it doesn't quite fit the manner they're trying to aim at, and it doesn't feel right in the way that feels comfortable enough for the teen she is versus the anger she's going through that throws the balance off to make her more of a person trying to get through life and not caring about the karate so much as they're going through that. And it has a decent conclusion but never really pays off so well. But one thing that does do better in the conclusion is it actually feels like it has a nice end off for the first three Karate Kids. Sort of end abruptly with the final blow, which is fine, but it's sort of an odd resonation that it leaves it with, whereas this, it ends the fight and then it also gives Mr. Miyagi a fight against the main villain. But in the same time, when they are having those final fights, it's making those air cadets not seem so strong to where they can't throw a punch at all, or the punches they do are weak. And especially for the leader, he doesn't feel like a Kreese type of replacement, if that's what they're even going for, to where he's always rough, but he still doesn't hold up his own fight against Mr. Miyagi when the time comes. So that's just my personal thoughts on the next Karate Kid. Will you be seeing this? Have you seen it? What are your thoughts on it? So that's so be sure to check out my Karate Kid 3 review if you missed it out on it.